Kanye West, global music icon, fashion mogul. More money than he knows what to do with, right?
Mm.
So why is he trading luxury mansions for a Tokyo hotel room? It's a head scratcher, isn't it? Is this just Kanye being Kanye, or is there something deeper going on?
Right. It's a fascinating question.
We've got articles piled up here, TMZ, Architectural Digest, the works, and we're diving deep into Kanye's Tokyo chapter today to figure out what's really going on.
And that's what makes this so interesting. It's not just about one celebrity's real estate choices. This gets at something bigger about success, stability, what it means to live a creative life.
Totally. So TMZ is calling Kanye upper class homeless, which is a phrase coined by music journalist Touré.
Yeah, and that phrase in itself is wild, right? You've got homeless,
Yeah.
which makes you think lack of resources, hardship, and then upper class, which is all about privilege and excess.
Mm,
Applying both to someone like Kanye West kind of
right.
breaks your brain a little.
It really makes you question what even is home for someone like him at this point. He's gone from Wyoming ranches to Malibu mansions, only to gut them or sell at a loss. Didn't Kim Kardashian even talk about this back when they were married? How his lifestyle was tough to deal with?
She did. Architectural Digest actually goes into a lot of detail about his real estate moves over the years, and it paints a picture of someone who's constantly searching. For what? We don't know. But he had this $57 million mansion in Malibu, right?
Right.
And instead of, enjoying it, he basically turned it into a high-security minimalist bunker.
A bunker. Okay, that's a bit
It
intense.
makes you wonder about the pressures of fame. Maybe for someone constantly in the spotlight, a traditional home doesn't feel like a refuge. So maybe this Tokyo move, even if it's a hotel room, is about finding a sense of peace, of anonymity that he hasn't found elsewhere.
But here's what I don't get. The whole thing seems like a contradiction. Kanye's craving anonymity, but he's also dropping a new album called, wait for it, Bully.
Oh, I see what you mean.
If you want peace and quiet, Bully seems like a strange album title to put out there.
Yeah, there's definitely a tension there. Is he commenting on how the media portrays him? Is it about reclaiming that word bully? Or
Yeah.
is it something else entirely? Maybe this Tokyo chapter isn't about escaping the bully, but confronting it.
We'll have to wait and see what the music says. That's the thing about this deep dive. It's not just real estate or celebrity gossip. It's about trying to understand the creative process of one of the most influential artists out there. What's he running from? What's he running towards? Is Tokyo a blank slate, or is he bringing all that baggage with him?
Exactly. And how does that internal struggle, that bully he's dealing with, inside and out, how does that come through in his art? We know Kanye's music can get really personal, really introspective. Could this period of being relatively isolated in Tokyo lead to his most revealing work yet?
It makes you wonder if this environment is somehow affecting the music he's making right now in Tokyo.
Right. Like, think about it. Tokyo, it's this vibrant, chaotic, insanely stylish city. It's a place where you've got ancient traditions existing alongside, like crazy futuristic technology.
Mm.
Self-expression is almost an art form there.
Are you saying that energy, that Tokyo vibe, could actually find its way into his music? Like we might hear it on the album?
Exactly. It's not just a change of scenery. It's a whole sensory overload. And Kanye, he's like a sponge. He soaks up inspiration from everything around him. Remember when he was holed up in that Wyoming ranch working on Yay? That isolation, the connection to nature, totally came through in the music.
So, if Wyoming was about stripping back, finding some peace in those wide open spaces, then what's the Tokyo equivalent? What's he finding in those crowded streets and neon lights?
That's the million-dollar question. And it's what makes this whole thing so interesting, right? Is he finding inspiration in the anonymity of a huge city like that? Is it the fashion and art scene that's drawing him in? Or maybe it's something deeper, like Tokyo's this fascinating blend of tradition and supermodernity. Maybe that's what's speaking to him.
It's like he swapped out the pressures of being Kanye West, all the attention, for this different kind of chaos. The creative chaos of a city that never sleeps. And maybe that's the fuel he needs right now, you know, to keep evolving as an artist.
That's an interesting thought because remember how we were talking about bully and what that title could mean? Maybe being in Tokyo, surrounded by all this creative energy, is giving him the strength to face that bully head on. That feeling of always being watched, judged, maybe even misunderstood.
Mm.
He's channeling it, turning it into something powerful.
I see what you mean. Like he's taking that negative energy and pouring it into his art instead.
Exactly. And that's what Kanye has always done best. He takes these raw, sometimes painful emotions, heartbreak, grief, the pressure that comes with fame, and he turns them into something we can all feel, something we can connect with.
We're doing a lot of speculating here, though. At the end of the day, we won't know what's going on in his head until we hear the music.
100%. We've got these clues, right? His location,
Yeah.
his past choices, that album title, but the music, that's where we'll find the real story. That's where we'll see how this Tokyo chapter has changed him, or not.
And knowing Kanye, it's going to be complex, unexpected, probably a little controversial, too. But isn't that why we're so drawn to him? He keeps us guessing, keeps us talking.
He definitely does. It's a testament to his artistry, you know?
Yeah.
After all this time, all the headlines, we're still so captivated by him and his journey.
So where do we go from here? We've talked about Kanye's past, his life in Tokyo right now, what Bully might be about. But there's still this big question mark hanging over everything. It's like we're trying to solve this puzzle, but the missing piece, the one that brings the whole picture together, it's the music.
It's true. We can speculate all we want about Kanye's reasons, what Tokyo means for him, the whole bully thing, but it all comes back to the music. That's where he'll actually tell us what's up, you know, turn his experience into something we can hear, something we can feel.
And there's something kind of poetic about that, don't you think? I mean, this guy, he's constantly being analyzed, picked apart by the media. And how does he choose to respond? Through his art. It's like he's saying, if you really want to know me, listen to this.
Exactly. It says a lot about the power of art, right? That raw, unfiltered expression of what it means to be human.
Kanye's music has always been like that, a window into his world, his struggles, what he's going through, the good stuff, too.
Right. He puts it all out there, and that's why it resonates with people, why it's so powerful. Even if you've never been in his shoes, you get it.
Yeah.
You feel those emotions.
He's never been afraid to be vulnerable in his music, either. Think about albums like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy or Yeezus. Those were some intense emotional journeys. You felt his pain, his anger, his joy, all of it.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so relatable. He lays himself bare, and we connect with that, with those raw human emotions.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm realizing we have more questions now than we did when we started. But maybe that's okay. Maybe Kanye's not trying to give us all the answers, you know? Maybe he wants us to sit with the uncertainty of it all, the complexity.
And maybe that's what good art does. It doesn't always tie things up neatly. It makes you think, makes you feel, maybe even challenges what you thought you knew.
That's a good point. Well, I guess we'll have to leave it there for now. But this is really just the beginning of the conversation, right? So keep listening, keep those questions in mind, and definitely keep your ears open for Bully. Who knows what we'll hear when that drops?
Exactly. Until next time, keep exploring those questions and stay curious.